Something just came up and I'm trying to read it. You can now pin a message to the top of your live chat for viewers to read. Click any message to pin it. Use the options menu to unpin. Got it. How is everybody doing? There ain't no everybody here. But, all right. All right, I am back. And I think I'm the only one watching. When you come on, say hi. My mom just called me. Uh, Let me make sure she's okay. Live on YouTube. You okay? All right. Let me share this with her. So if she wants to come on, hey Amanda, hey Sessa, I think. Hey Sandra. Sylvia, how are you? Hyla is not going to get a notification, so I will send her a message. All right. Before I go any further, y'all, I'm super freaking excited because I just went outside and I was walking around before this and I went out and I went outside and I have tomatoes growing, y'all. Who has tomatoes ripening in December? Look at those. And peppers. Ah, now I need to get these out of the way because they're in the way. I did not plan this out very well. Let me move these back here. So I have an order for baby shower cookies. We're going to get a lesson in peppers real quick. This is how you buy jalapeno at the store. This is an unripe jalapeno. This is what they should look like. This is a ripe jalapeno. Don't ask me why. Everybody wants green. This is a ripe pepper right here. And this sucker is so dang sweet. It's still hot, but it's sweet. So, unripe, still delicious, nice and firm, great for cooking. Ripe, better for fresh eating. All right, no more peppers. Amanda, you got to water them, honey. Half of mine dried up too. This is neglect. I haven't touched my garden um, in a while because I haven't had time. So, anyway, yeah, I'm hoping that my AirPods don't keep moving to my iPad. All right, I have a cookie order to do, and I figured I would take y'all along for the ride. I have a school board meeting this evening, so I'm going to have to come back and do the details later on. But I figured I would get all of my colors mixed up, get the base icing going, and show y'all how I did that, the different thicknesses of icing, how to color your icing, and then how to pipe and flood a cookie or 3 dozen. There is a lot. Everybody wants to know why they cost so much because it takes freaking forever. It takes forever. Okay, I'm going to tilt y'all down and get this going. So let me turn you just a touch. Y'all ignore my messy kitchen. All right. Let me see if I can bring this in a little bit. There we go. Okay. I leave whenever I get done with a cookie order, I leave my icing in the bags. It crusts over on the tip, seals it in. This stuff does not have to be refrigerated. It is perfectly fine at room temperature, and it can set out for a long, long time, and you don't have to worry about it going bad. So I will use these colors to make the colors that I need for this cookie order. I have my base white icing. I'm going to bring my iPad up here. Hey, Hyla. And I'm going to show you the what I'm actually working on. So let me pull up her text and I'll show you what they requested of me. Did I order something from UPS? I'm not sure. Okay. This is what they ordered of me. So, baby bottle, baby word, rattle, um, what is that? Doggone it, gingerbread cookie, and I think that's it. Baby, bottle, gingerbread cookie, and rattle. So, the first thing I do is I figure out what all colors I need to make. Thank you. Those are not mine. This is a pic. They send me pictures of what they might want. So I will take this picture and I just moved it out of my frame and I need it on here, y'all. Ugh. All right. Y'all forgive me just a minute because I'm going to be looking at this picture. And when I look at this cookie set, I need to look at how many different colors I want. So I know first off, I'm going to need white. And then I need to figure out how many different consistencies. So I need flooding consistency, which is what makes the base icing. And then I need piping consistency, which is what holds its shape and sits above. So I need flood and pipe. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the next color. So I need the brown for the gingerbread. And that is only the flood color. And then I need red. And there's details on these cookies. It's probably easier for me to show you, hold this up and show you what I look at here. There we go. So the brown icing here is the flood icing. Now I'm going for the red. And I know I need red flood for this and for this and for that, but I need red piping icing, the thicker version for all the little details. So I'm going to need piping and flood consistency. Flood and pipe. Now I'm going to go to the green. The green also, I need piping and flooding. I need black for the eyes, and y'all can't see me, but the eyes and some small details. So I need very little of that, and that needs to be piping consistency. I'm just writing this down on here. And then I need just a touch of pink for the cheeks. And I'm going to do that in flood consistency because I'm going to do it at the same time I do the brown. Okay, here's my list. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different consistencies. So that this part, the coloring of the icing and oh my goodness, mixing the icing, getting the different consistencies is what takes forever. I can pipe and flood a cookie in a minute. This stuff takes forever. So I'm going to be handling these icing bags, and there's probably a little bit that might have come out like right there. I don't want this stuff on my hands. I should have grabbed a couple more bowls. Oh, I forgot. I have gold on there too. So I need gold flood, which I already have that right here. What are we doing fire? Let me grab a couple of bowls, guys. Where did all of my bowls go? There. And I use press and seal to cover up all my stuff because air, when you're mixing, will dry out your royal icing, and you don't want that. So I am going to start with my pink icing, and I already have some right here. This is from leftover from the last set that I had. I added a little bit of white because I did not want it so thin. And the white icing I put in here is really thick. And I am going to stir it because when royal icing sits, the water will separate from it. And you have to remix. This is a little bit thicker than my normal flood, but I'm going to leave it like that. Even if whenever I pipe it, it sticks up just a touch, I do not have a problem with it. So that pink, I just need very, very little. So I'm just going to put a little bit in this icing bag, tie it up, and get it out of the way and mark it off of my list. And then I'm going to be sure and cover it up so it does not crust on me. And there we go. Oh, there's Jamie. Hey, everyone. Been here a few minutes. Just couldn't comment for some reason. It wouldn't pull up on my phone's keyboard. Okay. All right. I'm slinging it to get it to the end of the bag. And then this is my bag tire. If you've ever tied 100 daggum icing bags, you know why that is the best invention ever. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. So I've got gold on the tops of my baby bottles. So I'm going to go ahead. I have 9 baby bottles, so I do not need that much of the gold. In fact, since I don't need that much, I'm not going to use the gold. I'm just going to flood it white, and then I'll put 2 coats on there. Hyla, will you respond to TJ for me, please? Sharon, there you are. I sent you, or I posted a message that I need your information. If you wouldn't mind, send that to me so we can deal with all of your auction stuff. I sent out everybody else's today except for Becky and Sharon because I didn't have any information. So, okay. Let's get the black out of the way. This black was already in this piping bag. And I have a big old bucket of black icing. Where are my scissors, Connie? Hold up. And I leave it in here, and it seals. This end is crusted over, so nothing's gonna get in there. I just snipped off the end, and I'm gonna put it back in here. This stuff separates, like I said, the water will separate as it sits. But the funny thing is, black does not. I technically could have used that icing. Sure, sorry, I was been busy. We'll do tonight. Perfect, Sharon, that's fine. Jamie, the Fred, we need to do it through PayPal on the payment. So we'll do with that. I'll send you another email on that. So let me show you this icing bag. Do you see the different colors in there? I don't know if you can see it very well. See the darker color pink? That's where the water has separated from the icing, or from the yeah, water separated out. The black doesn't do that for some reason. And I have specific utensils that I use for royal icing, because I use either plastic that's dedicated to royal icing, or I use stainless, because you can get grease off of stainless. Any oil is the enemy of royal icing. So this is a little bit thin. I think if I cut a teeny tiny hole, I can control it. I'm just making lines. So let me I got it stirred up good, mixed back in there, and I only need just a touch. That's probably 10 times more than I'll ever need on this set of cookies. And I'm not going to need this spoon again. So I'm just going to get it out of the way and go ahead and seal up my icing. So I have my black done. And I just threw one of my bowls on the floor. It's all good. I think I have enough. That's way more icing than I'm ever going to need for that. So let's mark off the black. I'm not going to do the gold, and we're going to mark off the pink. All right, I've saved the white for last. Let's work on red, since I have the red here. I'm going to put a new thing on that. Do you see the water down at the bottom? There is nothing wrong with this. It just needs to be stirred. If you only make cookies once or twice a year and you have extra royal icing, put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer. When you get ready to use it again, pull it out, let it come to room temperature, and remix it in your mixer, and it will be ready to use again. This stuff is so easy to work with, and it lasts forever. All right. So this is not going to be near enough icing for me to do my flood and my pipe. I have extra pink icing, so I am going to mix it. I'm going to take what I had left and make a new color. And I think I'm going to use both of these bags. This is how I don't waste icing. It's all perfectly good icing. And as long as it's a similar color, so I could take yellow and make brown, which is what I'm going to do. This is kind of a buttery yellow. I'm going to make brown icing with that. I'm going to take this avocado colored icing and turn that into my Christmas green. All right. So this is going to just turn a deeper shade of pink, and then I am about to add a bit of red coloring to this. Ooh, hold your horses. Let me see. I need to buy more red food coloring. I probably should have checked that before I decided to make this much. Hyla and TJ, that text message that y'all just sent, yes, I did meet her. All right. Now this, if I whipped this, it would turn into a really, really thick icing. But I think I'm going to use that for a flood. And you'll see what I mean because you see how flat it gets as it sits? All right. I'm going to need quite a bit of this. This is the part that I don't like. PJ is here. This is the part that takes forever. This is not the fun part. I'm trying to make it go as fast as we can, y'all, so we can get to the fun part. The difference in the sizes of what I'm going to need. All right. That's going over there because we are done with it. Let me put this up before I stick my elbow on some red icing. Y'all, my hands are clean. I am wearing these gloves because I would rather not wear black icing, and it's a pain in the butt to get off your hands. Food coloring is horrible. I'm just saying. Okay, now we are going to make brown. I'm going to save the piping consistency on the red until later, until I'll just add what I have left on this back to my bowl and mix in some more powdered sugar to make my red icing, the piping. All right, we're working on green. So I'm taking this avocado color. Amanda, that is hilarious. That's what you were doing. I'm like, what? What are we talking? We haven't even talked about fire yet. While I'm squeezing this in here, uh, everybody that I think, did I say it? I have to meet Jamie. Everybody that's paid has been shipped. I took those today. And I'm just waiting on Miss Becky. And then I just talked to Miss Sharon. So thank y'all very much for participating in that. And I actually got to meet Miss Dina in person today. She is so sweet. Now, I had a piping tip on this one, so I can't just chunk this bag. I'm going to have to set it to the side until I get ready for it. Now, that's not going to be near enough icing. So I am going to pull some of my white base icing and make some more. And since this icing is already going to be thick and I'm going to need a piping consistency on this icing, I'm going to color it and then pull the piping consistency icing out before I add water to it to loosen it up to make the flood. I'll explain that to y'all in just a second. All right, green. And I use leaf green. And these are Chef Master liquid gel food colors. When you're coloring icing, put your food coloring in first before you put your water, because that is gel. It will change the consistency of your icing just a touch. You don't want to put the water in there and get it to the perfect consistency and then add some coloring to it and make it too loose. And that's going to be the perfect color green. It's showing up way darker on camera than it is in real life. And y'all, these colors will darken as they sit. So this will actually be darker when it dries, when the cookie's done. So I got to keep that in mind as well. So now, do you see how thick this icing is? And it holds its shape. This is a piping consistency, okay? And this is what I'm going to use to make the leaves and the other little details that we saw on the cookies. And I'm not going to need that much of it. So in that bag it goes. This way I don't have to add more powdered sugar to it to thicken it back up. I'm just pulling it out as we go. All right. I forgot to get my water. Let me catch up on my Hyla. Does she know that y'all have done to raise money, or is it going to be, oh, it's a surprise? Hey, Diane. Yes, cookies. I got to go get my water squirter. Hold on. Uh, I got to get water in it, y'all. I don't know why I'm hollering, because y'all can hear me. All right. I just use a squeeze bottle. Got another dang kamikaze fly, guys. I work in such large quantities. Some people use a spray bottle to get it just a little bit at a time. Y'all ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. So I will add a little bit of water in here. Now, you see how thick that is right there? And I just added a little bit of water. The water is what changes the consistency. So any liquid you add is going to change the consistency of this icing. This is royal icing. It is powdered sugar, meringue powder, and water. That is it. And lemon extract, because if you're having a sugar cookie, you don't want to add, you don't want it to be too dang sweet. And the citrus of the lemon kind of cuts it. So I'm shaking this bowl, and it's a little bit on the, it's got a little bit of level to it, but not quite enough. So I'm just adding a little bit more water. Okay, I'm going to stir this and I'm going to show you. Shake it out. You see how it's leveling itself out? This is about a 20-second consistency, which means it'll take about 20 seconds to come back together on its own. If I work in a little bit thicker consistency, then it doesn't take as long for it to dry. These cookies harden by the water evaporating out of the icing. And the less water you introduce, the better. All right, this is my second consistency of the green. And I'm not going to need a ton of this either. It's just on the rattles. So we have the red, the green. All we need is the brown and the white. And y'all, I had to completely relocate all of my cookie decorating stuff over here because I didn't want to clean that mess up over there. I'm just saying. All right. I'm going to put a double tag on this so I know that this is my thicker consistency. 2 tags for the thick, 1 tag for the thin. Okay. Now, brown. Definitely a nice surprise. All right. TJ, I am making your favorite, honey bun. Gingerbread. We are making gingerbread men. Oh. So I am going to use this kind of, I don't know what color this was. Maybe a light gold. So I'm not wasting color. I'm not wasting icing. That one had a tip in it, so we're going to put it over there. This one did not. Thank you, Amanda. I like that machine too. It's not. It's actually made for meat markets to tie up bags of meat. Y'all, these got to come off. I don't do sticky. Ugh. All right. Clean hands. Y'all don't come at me. Proven fact that properly washed hands are way more sanitary than gloves. Just saying. I have to flood about 9 of these cookies. I'm going to use this for the brown. Let me go ahead and put my brown in here. Where are you? There you are. And like I said, I need to remember that this is going to darken up as it sits and as it dries. I still think I want a touch more brown in there. Yeah, that's going to be good. And before I get it all mixed, let me go ahead and add some water because I need flood consistency only on this one. Do a little bit more water. That might have been too much, but we shall see. If it is, I'll just stay a little bit farther away from the edge of the cookie. There we go. I got 9 cookies to completely flood with this. That's still going to be way more than I need. Come on. There we go. All right. Last but very not least is the white. I'm going to go ahead and do a piping consistency bag in the white first because I need just a little bit of that. And double tie it. 2 ties, flood. No, 2 ties, piping. All right, I do not want to thin that entire thing. I guess I'm gonna have, no, I'm not, because I don't need all of that. I'm just gonna take some out and put it in this one, and we will thin probably about half of it. So I have about 18 cookies to pipe and flood with just the white. All right, now, did you guys know that there is white icing color? I'm back. What I missed? Not much. Thank y'all very much. Okay. And I'm putting on a glove because this likes to leak. See all that white? There's white. It's called whitener. But if you want a bright white, I put just a little bit inside my white icing. And it makes it a pretty, pretty crisp white. That's going away. And I know this needs to be flood, and there's a lot in here. Y'all, this comes from practice. I just put a bunch of water in there so I know how much I need. I just bake and decorate cakes many moons ago. Yeah, I love the white. And if you get your icing too dark, you can throw some white in there and lighten it up without having to mix more icing into it. A way to lighten up your icing is to add some base white icing to it, and it lightens up that color for you. But if you don't want a ton of that color, then you just add some whitener in there. I'm going to add a touch more water. You just add some whitener in there and it lightens it up for you. A little bit more. Hey, Dina. Y'all, I met Miss Dina today in person. She is super, super sweet. All right, that is done. And I'm going to fill this sucker up. think I'm going to go ahead and bag a second one because I think I'm going to need it. And if I don't, you know, I've wasted about a nickel on this bag. But I've saved some time in my decorating process if I do have to have it. So, and y'all, I'm not going to keep this bowl. Normally, whenever I'm working on a set and I have a color that I'm using for a specific set, I'll keep the bowl in case I have extra. But I'll just put it back in that bowl if I do. Don't need any more crap on my table. All right, I'm going to put this in here. And I will take my press and seal and wrap it around that spoon so no air gets in there. All right. There we go. I am done bagging for right now. Definitely done coloring. Let me go and grab my cookies and my dehydrator. Y'all, I'm going to go ahead and throw all of these in here. Cody will take these apart and clean them properly. He knows that he has to wash all this stuff separately to keep any grease from getting anywhere in contact with my plastic. I'm going to go ahead and keep this stuff over here in case I have to repackage because I have been known to blow out a bag. What's the matter with? Do we not have sound? Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay, good. I saw that and I'm like, oh, crud. I have all of these done except for my piping red, and I'll do that this evening whenever I pick this back up. All right. Here are all of my icing bags. This is what all I just did. Uh, hey Angela, you just missed all the pain in the butt part. That's what you missed, honey. We're getting to the fun stuff now. I gotta grab my cookies. And I really should oh, let me scoot y'all back just a touch. So every time I bump this table, it doesn't make y'all wiggle. There we go. Hey, that works. No more jiggling. I'm just pulling out my dehydrator trays so I can place them directly on these trays because once you outline and flood a cookie, you really do not want to move that, pick them up because you'll crack them. Switching over to the TV for the next part. You go, girl. I have to get my needle tool and my teeny tiny scissors. So, where is y'all? I'm losing my mind. I needed my disinfecting wipes. These have been sitting out on my counter over there, and I just want to give them a good wipe down. And my scissors. I think these came from Walmart. These are the best daggum detail scissors. The best. Alright. And I have a big old splotch of black icing over here that's got to come up before I throw a bag tip in there and make a mess. And I just did. Crud. Got it off. Alright. You move out of the way. I need a paper towel, and of course I'm out of them. Where are my paper towels? Guys, this part of my pantry is like my craft room. Found them. Switching over to your TV. So this part is going to be the base icing, and this part has to crust over before we can do detail. I am just letting you know. Go away. All right, these are my dehydrator trays. And these just speed up the drying process because, like I said, your icing. How come Matthew hasn't texted me? Matthew. Where are you? Where are you? I would look on my uh oh baloney. I can't look on my Life 360 to see where my son is. And he didn't text me to tell me he was on his way home. So, okay. I'm going to start with these. I have 9 of these to do. Take that and move it. These might happen later on because I need to make a template. That's 6, 7. I need 2 more. These are all the cookies that I have to do. All right. I am going to use the same consistency to outline and flood. And y'all, normally I'm sitting down to do this. This is the only thing I sit down to do. And this is going to look like I'm going really fast. It's because I am. Do you ever sell cookie kits? Yes, Amanda, I do. Absolutely. I do cookie decorating classes. I have a cookie class coming up on the 20th and then one on the 29th for a bachelorette party. So I just went around this cookie. I thought about doing cookie kits, but y'all know me and shipping first and doing a live YouTube cookie class. Maybe I will make that for Valentine's or Easter because right now it's just too much. I'm just spreading out this icing. Y'all give me just a second and I will move over and tilt this down a little farther so you can see what I'm actually doing. See how lumpy and bumpy that is? See how it's smoothing out? It finds its own level. And I'm going to stencil on top of this cookie with the word baby. Let me see if I can tilt y'all down just a little bit more and zoom. There we go. All right. Yes, she does. I would have the frosting everywhere. Oh, when you've done thousands and hell, excuse my language, y'all. I did about 2,000 cookies last month. And just like when we talked about mums, having the right equipment and being prepared makes your job a whole lot easier. And a lot of this stuff comes with practice. Y'all are really not seeing that very well, are you? I might end up having to make more icing. I completely underestimated my need for white, I do believe, or I need to loosen it up some. And yes, I have dropped cookies. I have some have dropped just flat down and they're fine. Some have flipped completely over and they're not fine. And I've had to scrape off the icing and start over. I'm using my needle tool. I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame here to pop a bubble. And then let me go around and grab. Okay. I should have been wiping on there to begin with. Or y'all let me know if the angle of this is okay. I really don't want to change where the camera is. I guess I can. But let me see if I can use a little bit less icing on here. As I squeeze all the icing on there. It's okay. All right. And this is actually going to say baby in green. So this needs to have a good solid crust on it and be pretty close to dry before I stencil on it because you put a little bit of pressure and you don't want to crack. You don't want to crack it because it'll mess it all up for you. And I do use the dehydrator and I will under bake my cookies just a little bit. That way, when I put them in the dehydrator, they don't dry out. Y'all, I'm trying to fuss with the. Yeah, there we go. See how many I can get on here. I should have started with the baby bottles because I need to let each part crust before I can add the next color on. I might, but once I get this full, I might go ahead and switch to the baby bottles. That way the white will be crusting so I can put on the red because I want dimension in between them. Now, I've got some overflow right there. You see that? I'm going to take it and wipe it onto the next cookie, which this is me putting on too much icing, trying to hurry. But it's pretty forgiving. You just wipe it off. Now I have to flood this one because it has icing on it already. Oh my goodness, I've been wanting a dehydrator. Now you have a reason. Yes, I have two. Actually, I have 4 or 5 of them, to be perfectly honest with you. Uh, 3 of them are for food, and 2 of them are for cookies. Because I do not want my husband using my cookie dehydrators for jerky. That would not be good. So we keep them separated. I am glad you're enjoying it. And I would not this dehydrator I have, and I don't even remember what kind it is. I'm kind of mad at it because I can only use the center whenever I'm flooding because it's you see how it bows down in the middle? Yeah, that's not supposed to do that. And if I put my cookies on the side, like 3 in a row, the icing will run off. So I can't use the whole dang sheet. So, y'all, I'm going to move these. I'll finish these up in a minute. I need to get these done. The baby bottles. Uh, Let me see. That would be my hubby too. Use it to make deer jerky. That's exactly what he uses it for. Do you ever make a dam of piping consistency around the edge first and then flood them? It helps me to avoid overflow. Yes, I do. Um, when I don't mind seeing, I do. Whenever I want to, handle multiple bags. Right now, I'm just trying to get them done. It's 3 o'clock. I've got too much to do today. I have a meeting tonight, and then I got to get back and finish them. And it's my own fault for not starting earlier. So I could let this sit for just a minute. You don't even have to do it with a piping consistency. You could do it with the flood, let it sit for just a minute and get a little bit of a crust and then go back in and it would do the same thing for you. But this is me assembly lining this stuff, y'all. 'Cause I have this order, plus I have to do 3 or 4 dozen cupcakes to go along with it. And then I have 8, 9, 10, 11 dozen cookies that are due next week. Santa and snowmen. My baby's turning 18 next Friday. I have a catering this weekend, one next weekend. So, y'all, time is of the essence. But I missed my friends. You keep having to walk away. You did not talk my head off. I just needed to get here and get this stuff going. And I had to go to the UPS drop off in the post office. Oh, and I forgot I'm doing the nipple part of this bottle in white because I didn't want to make an extra color. So let me go ahead and pipe and flood those. Awesome. I'll try that next time. That should help me avoid making too many bags of icing. Yes, girl. Because you have to make so many as it is. This one is going to get painted gold. Normally, I would use a gold base, and you have to use uh, less of the gold luster. But y'all, right now, it's either time or money. So I will spend a little bit more money on the gold luster and a little bit less of my time because right now I have more money than I do time. See what I'm saying? That would be the reason to use the gold as a base color for gold. They do make gold icing color. Because I think my edible luster gold dust cost about $10 for a teeny. I'm talking a teeny tiny bottle. Uh, it lasts a long time, but you try to save as much as you can where you can, because profit and all that mess. But right now I'm trying to save time. So we're just going to add a little extra gold dust to it and call it good. I'm going to have to put red. Oh, really, Connie? Do y'all see what I just did? So let me go back and fix that part. It's fixed. All right. Um, yes, TJ, tonight, honey. This has to set up. I have to do details and stuff tonight. So I'm gonna get these in the dehydrator and then I'm gonna go get my shower and get ready for my board meeting. After my board meeting is over, I'm gonna come back live and finish these. So yeah. And y'all, on these, if I don't get them perfectly level, some people may fuss about it, and I'm not going to because I know I'm about to do some details on these later on. So I'm not going to worry about it. Let me try to be a little bit nicer with these outlines to where I don't have to clean up so much. If I would just take my time, I need to not rush. If y'all don't have time to stay on here and finish it, It's all good, but I need to take my time a little bit here, guys. Use a little bit less icing. I'm trying to rush this so we're not on here live for so long, but I don't know why. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll stay live as long as I need to get this stuff done and make myself less work. See, there's no cleanup on that. If I took just a little bit more time, it would have been fine. All right. These are touching. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to go put these in the dehydrator real quick and I'll be right back. I should have brought it over to the table, but then I would have had to transport it over here full of cookies, and I don't want to do that. I have this thing set on temperature. It's about 104 degrees on this dehydrator. And y'all, I don't know how long it takes. It takes however long it takes. So I have a little piece of the cake we had yesterday. It was so yummy. Such a pro. She just fixed it, no problem. Jump right back in. Yeah, because I ain't got time for mess, y'all. And here, I'm trying to bring y'all. There we go. All right. I have 5 more of these to do. That is all whoppy jawed, but it's okay. I can fix it. Oh, y'all. So I was just walking around outside whenever I found all my tomatoes and peppers. I know I showed y'all on at least one of my little garden tours that I bought a fig tree. So it's rained enough here where I haven't been having to go back there and water it or anything. So I decided to go back there and check on it. Y'all, I have figs on my fig tree. I didn't think I was going to get figs for a couple of years. It must be loving life back there being left alone. I had to FaceTime Michael and say, honey, we have figs. It was awesome. Yes, I love my figs. Uh, my battery is, though, probably drop off. Okay, that's all right. She's screwed up many times. Happy accidents or not so happy accidents, and we just cover it up with sprinkles. Sprinkles are your friend. That's why I have sprinkles everywhere. And I do mean everywhere. Okay.